Greetings, everyone. Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. I'll get my show back. I'm going to be doing it at least once or twice a week. I do a regular show on Tuesdays with Tina Bird. She's been being abducted for half of her life, and it's more so on that realm, what we talk about. But I'm trying to bring this to a spiritual level. All right, I'm not claiming to be a spiritual master or leader or any of that. I'm just telling you I'm in a spiritual quest all my life. I found a lot of answers to just about any question I ever had, or how to find them. If you don't know how to get your own answers, how you should go about trying to find them. So, what I want to start with is what is important in your life? All right. Now, we have a lot of things we think about on a regular basis: our jobs, our girlfriend, boyfriend, what we're going to do, what we're not going to do, how we're going to survive with this virus going around. Should we do what they say? People talk about freedom. So, we're going to get into that a little. And then we're going to go into a more complicated side of that. Well, I guess what I want to start with is the word freedom. How many of you really understand what the definition of freedom is? Freedom would mean what to you? I mean, don't read the dictionary version of what freedom means because that's not going to help you. What does it mean to you? What are you looking for to be free from or free about? Uh, we don't have freedom. We never truly did. We have laws created by people, and we have to live by them, no matter where you live, what country. All right, freedom has its limitations. Oh, you're free to get a job. You're free to go out and buy a car. You're free to do certain things if you got money, if you got the qualifications. Are you free to smoke marijuana? Are you free to do drugs? Are you free to drive on the road at 100 miles an hour? So everything you think you're free about, there's limitations that stop you from being totally free within that realm, even wearing clothes. You go to a nudist camp. There's rules there too, as well. All right. So let's see. How do we get into freedom? What do we want in our lives to be free about? Well, I want to be able to go outside. Well, you can go outside, just don't get near other people. That's the laws right now. They'll change. Just so you know, I got surveillance on, and they check me every 10 minutes. Uh, just so you know, if you see me disappear or anything like that. So, well, getting back to this freedom idea, there's so many speakers out there telling you you're a free soul, step back from this reality, how to become free, you reaching this higher spiritual level, giving you total freedom. Well, here's the problem. If you have a body, which obviously if you listen to the show, you have a body, and it's physical, not spiritual, not psychic, not dimensional, it's physical. That body that you're in right now, which is not you, is capable of doing a lot of things. It's got a computer brain. It's got a voice. It speaks. It talks. Understands things. Creates things. Builds things. But when you go into the spiritual aspect of that, there is nothing. Oh no, no, I'm this. You're going to hear all that over and over and over. I'm sick of it. I listen to everybody just so I know what I can go back at them with, because they talk about the higher dimensions, being spiritual, and all those words. All right. Freedom and spiritual, do they fit together? Well, soul's free when it leaves the body. You have total freedom. Freedom with what you are as soul. Not to go wherever you want, but in the realm that you're in, you're free to go and move around. Uh, the different realities, even there's rules that you have to abide by. That'll help uh, determine where you're going to be able to stay. Most people, when they die, they go to the astral plane, stay there for a period of time, and then they come back. Now, contradictory to all the lies, put my life on this, everything I'm going to tell you today is 100% real from my heart, my truth, my life to God. All right. So when we talk about death, how many people are afraid to talk about it? How many people talk about going to heaven? How many people talk about life after death? I mean, they use these phrases and words. What does it mean to you? Do you believe you go somewhere when you die? I mean, some people believe that, but they also believe they can come back and be wherever they want to or whatever family they want to, which is another lie to themselves. Soul isn't God. Soul isn't a high spiritual being when it leaves here. Dying doesn't make you that spiritual being. All right. You can think a lot of things and say a lot of things, but only you'll know when you die. Nobody else will know the truth about who and what you were. But you will, because it depends where you go, what will happen. And guess what? If you're not even slightly spiritually aware, you'll be back here and you won't even know that you did this. Everything in this lifetime will be stripped away from you. And just think, you reincarnated many times and you're still not aware of all the things you did in all those lifetimes. And most people aren't even aware of what they did in their last lifetime. That should be scary. Wasting all this time. The maximum that you can stay here is 125 years. I'm sure they're trying to change that. But why do you want to stay here for 125 years? Oh, I got this mission. Everybody wants to feel important. All right. And then you got all these new age people telling you you are important. Well, you can be as important as you want to yourself, but how important are you to the world? You make an invention, it helps reality in one way, but in all the time that has gone by with scientists and doctors and things like that, what did we invent that's spiritual, that connects you to spiritual reality and things? There's little toys you can play with that help stimulate that, like the light and sound machine, which I played with it a couple of times, and it's really cool. Put this goggle on your face and it blinks multiple colors, and you put music on, whatever you want, plus you put the pulse that you want, alpha, beta, delta, or theta, into that as well. So it stimulates the mind to go to sleep, to go to altered state, to do whatever you feel like you need to do in that experience. It works pretty good, but you don't want to be addicted to anything ever. I mean, don't do it every night and just rely on that for your experience. So what I'll tell you is when you're looking and you're trying to experience something, you need to like take what you got in the moment, think about it, and then move forward from there. All right, because your mind changes a lot, and so is everything that's happened around us. But how much is it really changing, and changing in what way? Good, bad, spiritual? Well, we change with the weather, we change with the laws and foundation. But as a human being, we don't change much at all. We still eat, drink, and do those kind of things that we normally do in the same way. Sure, you might move into a house that has super hot water, and you might like that better than the house you were living in had cold water and didn't have hot water. I mean, just a simple idea about that. But we have to think about, where is anything you do taking you, and what is it going to do for you? Now, attachment is a really important word. It's one of the words that was created that actually keep the human race here in this level of vibration. Sure, you're going to die, but you're going to reincarnate, and usually back to here. It's not a good thing. I'm telling you, it's not. But you're going to find out the hard way. And the problem is, we do that so many times and we don't learn a thing. Soul keeps trying, but the mind, when it steps in the body, takes control. Soul can overpower the mind so that things can get into your consciousness. And it does a lot. Like when you have when you go into your dreams and you have this altered state, soul's trying to get free of the body, and it usually does. Can you be aware of that? Yes, you can. And it's one of the first steps that you need to learn how to do. Because when you step out of the body and you're aware of that, Suddenly, you're not this body that's walking around on planet Earth. Now, is it a beneficial thing? Is it what everybody wants to do? Well, people love certain things. And I'll tell you, men have their certain conditions, what they need and want in life. Are they good? You decide. I classify them as five things, but the original wording that I heard for them are lust, greed, anger, vanity, and attachment. You can take those words and make it fit almost anything you do. I want a better car. I want a better house. I want to be able to do this better than somebody else. I mean, all those little things. Uh, but I break them down into what they really are without going through like 100 definitions of each word. Sex, drugs, drinking, cheap thrills. Cheap thrills meaning like jumping off a plane, out of a plane, jumping off a building, jumping off a cliff, climbing a cliff, all those kind of things where you get this cheap thrill where you can almost die doing what you're doing. And it turns people on. But when we go into love, does anybody experience true love here? We'll go into soulmates one time soon because it's not real. But you want to believe things to make things feel better for you. You meet somebody, oh, she's my soulmate. Then they get divorced 10 years later, 5 years later. Was she your soulmate? What's a soulmate? Will they live with me forever? I guess not, because she's already leaving you now. So these words that we use pacify us. I'm spiritual. I'm a high initiate. I'm dimensional. I'm this and that. Are you? Are you capable of understanding the most simplest things in life? I mean, to do that, you have to understand the most simplest things about death as well. And I'm going to tell you, in all my listening to speakers and challenge them and debating them and asking them to come on and debate if they're all afraid. People are afraid of the truth in their reality. Whatever they're peddling, whatever story they're pushing is their reality. Am I pushing my thoughts on you? Not really. You can change the channel, turn it off, get off the computer, or you can listen and then try or listen to what I'm saying and then practice it and bring it into your reality to see if it's real. But you should always do that, whatever you hear. Don't listen to a speaker telling you something and just accepting it, because it's a story, it's a lie. Very few people, as I was saying, can talk to you about a real God. About a real God. Not a deity, not an alien, not an angel. All right? They're all lower levels. So now let's take that further. All right, what are you working with? What do you believe in? Which is critical, because when you're searching like these passions and all these other things, if you're into sex, you're into cheap thrills. Are you into God? Are you into love? Are you into compassion? Or these other words? How do they fit together? They don't. Sports is an ego problem that most men have. It was forced upon them. Don't ask me why. I would say it was forced upon them to help sell beer and smoking. Originally, when you watched football, baseball, there was beer being shown all the time, hot dogs. I mean, two things they promoted on any game. But what mind boggles me, and when you hear somebody come out and sing a song, really? Or say, can you see? Hey, Jose, can you see? Yeah. See what? What are we talking about? It's connecting to God, connecting to spirit, connecting to life. Football? Basketball? Really? Baseball. Do you think that's a spiritual game? Uh, the things we do, is any of it relating to spiritual? I do meditation, and we sit in a group and meditate. Does it get anything done? Does it accomplish anything? It makes you feel good and think different. Makes you think you're spiritual. Isn't that funny? Now, because you did a meditation, you're spiritual. Now, I'm not going to try to put every religion down. We all have our own religion or a belief system that we believe in or try to believe in. And sometimes we take a bunch and squeeze them together and say, well, I don't have a real religion. I just take what I want. Well, that's not going to help you. You need the truth. Remember, if religions have any truth that's going to help you. Oh, no, but I pray and I'm protected, and all these words they use. Now, take this to your heart. Take it into your mind consciousness. What is protection? You want to be a free person and you want protection. Wouldn't you think, like, the first thing you would say, I want to be free to practice my religion? Which you're not. You can practice it in your house, in your box, or whatever, but it can't go against the laws that man has already created for people living inside the country that you live in. Try to do different things in Israel. Try to do different things even in a church. I mean, well, I'm free. I can walk into a church naked. I can try doing what you think freedom does, and it relates to what you say is your religion. And now try to combine what you believe is your religion to a real God. Now, this is going to hurt a lot of people, but this is the truth. This is God's truth, not my truth. If you don't know God, you don't know anything. If you believe in something that you don't know, you don't believe in it because you're just accepting an idea that's not real. Now, in the UFO world, they're all talking about higher beings. Higher beings. Why? Because they're from a higher planet? Higher. We're on a ball, so whichever direction you go, it seems it's up to us. All it means is away from planet Earth. It's not up, down, east, west, north, south. It's away from the planet. All right, because when you go through the universe, you can go any which way you want. As fast as you want, as far as you want, when you're out of the body. I don't want to get too much into your consciousness right now. Well, we have to look at what is important in our reality. Let's get back to football, baseball, hockey, and all the sports. Does it do anything? It entertains people. People love thrills and cheap thrills. Cheap thrills means they're cut short. They're like a 2-minute ride, falling out of a plane, bungee cord. It's a few seconds, a few minutes, and it's over. But when it's permanent, like you get drunk and you stay drunk for 2 days, a week, or you do drugs and you stay high for days, whatever, it's not cut short. But these conditions are the programs that keep us locked into living in this reality. Not to look forward or move into a higher place than where you are right now. When we use words higher, more dimensional, more aware, whichever one you want to use, try to fit it into this story, but aware is a good one. Aware of what? Being aware of the solar system, aware of science, aware of Newton's law, Einstein, Tesla. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to believe? Well, it's like this. We can open our hearts, open our mind, say we're love and compassionate beings. But are you? To this planet, to all reality, to life, to God, to spirit? Do you even know any of that for real? Even if you were abducted, how much do you know about aliens just because you were abducted? You don't know much. Sorry to tell you that. Now, before I get too far, I'm hardcore. You probably will not find one other person on this planet that's equal to me in any way. What I experienced, what I do. Sure, people have experiences. What I know, what I did in one lifetime. I know what I did in all my lifetimes, but when I'm talking about what I did in this lifetime, which is the first and most important thing, and then what I did in the most important lifetimes that I had. I had many. And out of them all, there's really only 2 that were really, really important. Imagine that. You have 100 lifetimes and only 2 of them important. What'd you do in 98 lifetimes? Had fun, partied, had family. What else did you do? Well, now you could say, well, I traveled to the moon. Really? So what? When you're out of your body, you can travel through the universe and go through multiple universes. I don't want to talk about dimensions too much today. It's a separate thing we'll get into. getting into different realities and the higher realms of God. Uh, People are just learning how to deal with the first realm, which is the astral plane. All souls, 98% for a number, go to the astral plane when they die. Some souls don't even get to go there. They stay here. If you're not watching all the ghosts and all those kind of movies right now that are on TV, exorcisms and all that, you have to realize that's real. I mean, even if you don't want to believe in aliens, you watch these people talking to spirits in the house, watch things go flying. I dealt with that when I was a little kid. We had poltergeists in our house. My mother used to grab me when things got flown around the room and things like that. It never bothered me. Poltergeist beings usually don't hurt people. All right, they just like to play with a person in a way that stimulates them or unstimulates them, scares them, teases them, whatever. But there's many things beyond that. Like when you die, the soul slips out of the body. Science is proving that, but they can't prove where it goes. And the problem with that is they will be giving you programmed ideas real soon about that even. You're going to be able to film your dreams. And listen to me, I'm not lying. When you go to sleep, you put a machine on, you can record your dreams. Don't forget, everything's a vibration. Your dreams are a vibration. Now, and a vibration can be recorded. Now, to put it into an image, which is what TV does, what a computer does, it's not going to be that complicated. And then, like, what was it with Schwarzenegger, where he puts on the mask and everything, and he's in another dimension and another world? That can become reality. But again, it has nothing to do with spiritual. Spiritual is different than freedom. True spiritual being is totally free. But until that point happens, you're not free. If you have a body, you have to do things, period. Go to the bathroom, eat food. I mean, simple things that we take for granted are forced upon us. Now, Jesus said, it's not what goes into the body that's important, dangerous, it's what comes out. Now, and I always was aware of that. Bad words, we spit and throw up, and we do all kinds of things. Are they good? No, but the body has to do it. You know, people that live on light and sun and water for a year at a time can do it. They allow the sun to heal and to feed their body, which we can do, not permanently. Nobody has accomplished that yet, but we can do it for periods of time, which is beneficial to the body to be aware of that. We can generate heat and all these things that we need in the winter and all these little things that nobody does. We have multiple abilities, but it seems like science wants to give Einstein all the credit for a lot of things. He didn't help mankind at all. Traveling through space, we're going to get into that, is not very important. It is not. We'll dive into that. Let me just kind of finish up on this first. Death, what does it mean to you? Close your eyes and say, well, I'm going to die tomorrow. What happens? You have a clue? Oh, yeah, I go to heaven. And what? St. Peter or some being meets you and says, okay, no, you don't stand before God. Please, people that talk about God, people that say they talk to God, have conversations with God, are dealing with their higher self. Now, people that realize that are the Buddhists. They know most is their higher self when they go into and they talk and they think, and we're all going to become one. One with what? Now, that's the biggest delusion that they're feeding to people, and people are accepting it. Sorry to say, becoming, well, people like to say that, but delusional. You are thinking anything, thinking you can do this, you're thinking you can do that, and where are you going to go and all that. You don't know. So when we move forward, it's looking to experience those things now, to understand them. No alien, no angel is going to give that to you. An alien will tell you a bunch of stories. An angel will give you a stepping stone to step on, and you have to step on that stone to get to the next step. So, but they're not, generally, they're not teachers. When Muhammad said he met with Gabriel, that's a story. When people say they meet with these angels or deities or demons, really? Moses was on a mountain and he talked to God. Burning bush. God was a burning bush? It was his level of perception. I got a picture. I'm going to keep it on this site. When you go on YouTube, if you pull this video up. All right. So here's the thing. When you leave your body and you look around, you can see this world. You can see this reality. But you can go into the next reality, which is the astral plane. And then there's this other word called the silver cord. People see it as light. People see it as a string. People see it as a lot of different things. But it connects the soul, what you are, to this body. When you die, okay, you're not connected. That cord gets cut, and you're free, but you're being guided because you're not allowed to go be anything or do anything you want. You don't have that freedom yet because you're still attached and you have all these mental programs still locked into your consciousness of soul because it doesn't know how to let go of it. See, soul has to learn many things before it can leave this world, and that's why it's here. It's not here to raise 10,000 families. It's not here to have 10,000 cars, 10 houses, swim, fly on a boat, plane, or whatever you want to do, however you want to move. It's not about that. It's about what you have to let go of to move forward. Watching all the football games all your life, did it help you do anything? I'm doing a show. I will say this. You have freedom, a small bit of it. And you're never going to get that full peace until you separate from this body. I'm going to be doing multiple shows as many times in a week as I can. I'm going to try to get people that are ready to move forward from whatever state they're in to the next state that they can move into. Not the one with the universe or oneness. That's nowhere. In my space, in my truth, it's nowhere. You go there for a short time to relax your body, whatever it is. Time doesn't change there, so you could stay there 1,000 years, come out of it, and you're still the same as when you stepped into it. Now, if you think you need to be connected to all these idiots on this planet, all the drug addicts and all the sick people, so-called cool people, does it help you? To do what? Understand spirit, death, and God? No, it doesn't. So everything you claim that you're looking for is not in your reach because you don't know how to get to it. The more you listen to these false prophets, speakers, and lecturers and aliens, you're going to be pulled further and further away. While at the same time, the government is creating more laws, more ideas to keep us from becoming that. And who's in control of that? Not Lucifer, but Satan. Oh, I don't believe in Satan. Well, that's your problem. You think we're bad inside, we're good inside? No. We're controlled, we're programmed by the things we accept. And then it becomes what we do is what creates our karma, which keeps us locked into that as well. So I'm going to go into all these a lot more in detail, each one of them, because it needs to be done. All right. You can listen to these other speakers. They could charge you $10,000, $500, $50, but you're going to learn nothing. How to meditate, close your eyes, let go, relax, think of nothing. That's what meditation is, and that's all it is. But when you go into steps beyond that, what to do when you're in that state, you can move into a higher awareness. All right. All these things need to be learned now, not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, not even in 6 months from now. It should be starting now. Now is the time to become aware of who and what you are. Because if Trump gets in for another 4 years or anything else goes on, we're going to be in a sad place. Planet Earth is not moving forward spiritually at any level. At any level. You can listen to, I'm going to say a bunch of names. Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, the Pope, the Dalai Lama. All these people have their sayings they put out there every day. Love's the answer. The answer for what? Is it going to pay your bills? Is it going to feed you? Is it going to do anything important for you? Yeah, if you get in bed and have sex, maybe. What is love going to do for you? Love the world. Why? Is it going to give you something back if you do? Well, it's unconditional love. That means you love a rock as much as you love a tree, as much as you love a toad. Really? Unconditional love? Just that. It's unconditional, so it's useless. Love has to have a condition. Meaning you love somebody and you're giving it to something that could absorb it and use it. Giving love to starving children on the other side of the planet, do you think that helps them at all? Send them $10. That's going to help them much more than all your prayers put together for your lifetime. So what you think you're doing, and you think you're helping and doing all these great things, for who? For what? For what reason? You get a better space when you die? You're going to go to heaven because you did that? What do you think you're here for? To help every person on this planet starving? No, you're not. All right, I'm not going to go too long. I just wanted to get started and get people aware of who and what I am. I'm going to talk about everything you could think of pertaining to the reality of life, death, birth, love. All right, the reason why you're here, the reason why you got to die, and all those other words that go along with that. But are you ready for that? Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to let go? Well, I want to meet aliens and they're going to help us. Help you what? If 10 different alien races came down and stood before you, what could they help you do right now? Well, I need some gold. They're going to hand you gold. I need a relationship. They're going to hand you a girlfriend. I'm in trouble with the law. They're going to protect you. What do you think you're going to get? What do you think you need? All these programmed ideas help you do absolutely nothing. Imagine that. It doesn't help you move forward spiritually because you don't know what spiritual means. Well, somebody's teaching a course, right? Corey Goody. I call him Goody, it's Corey Good, but he's doing a whole workshop on ascension. Does a person even know what the word ascension means? No, they don't. Somebody wrote it in a dictionary, but what does it really mean? I could tell you probably 2 or 3 people went through ascension on this planet out of 7.5 billion people. You think that's a good number? Oh, it was less when each one of them went through. But what's it mean? Well, and again, that's a whole specific topic, but it doesn't mean ascending, what you do when you die, ascending into the astral plane. So think about those 2 words. Now, I'm open to questions. Send them to Hawksblood, you see it there, at AOL.com. All right, AOL.com. I answer all my questions, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm open for a debate. I'm open for talkers, speakers that think they know or have something to say. Text me at that email address. Please, I'm ready to hear somebody say something truthful, but I haven't yet, which is pretty sad. Well, I challenge the Pope. I challenge everybody out there mainstream to put their ignorant truth, and sorry, it is. If you can't talk about God, you can't talk about nothing. You talk about nothing, you are talking about nothing. Nothingness, oneness. Oneness. What's oneness mean? I'm a tree, I'm a rock, I'm a frog, I'm Superman. One with what? God? You don't know God. How can you be one with it? How can you be one with something you don't know? You can be one with a frog because you see a frog. You can jump around and hop like a frog, walk like a turtle. I mean, you can do those things. But can you act like God? Do you know what God is? Do you know what it does? Do you know how it does what it does? Any of that? No, you don't. And saying that God tells us to love each other is bull. Love never helped us. Love didn't exist for a long time. It's only been here for 2,000 years. Check your history. When was love created? Who created it? What did it really mean? And what does it mean now? Love did not exist because women were always slaves and victims. Always. Back to the Mayans, back to the Aztecs, the uh, Zapotecs were a little more spiritual than most of the tribal people. But let's go further back. The first only time that humans were compassionate, loving, and understood it was in Atlantis. Now, alien races did come here and destroy it because they couldn't control them. Satan's here. He controls us as well. If we can't be controlled, there's no reason for us to be on planet Earth because then you'll be a free being and you won't need this physical body and you won't have to be a slave to it. So I hope you hear what I'm saying. This is as real as it's going to get, and I keep it as real as I can make it. I put my life on the line and I'm telling you the truth as far as I know, perceive, experienced it. And if you look in the right places, do the right things, you can experience that yourself. I stood before an alien. I stood before a Bigfoot. I mean, that's real. Is it going to make me spiritual? No. I saw thousands of ships. Is that going to make me spiritual? No. I will tell you what made me spiritual later on. But I don't claim to be a spiritual being because I'm still in this physical body. All right? And until I leave it, do I become truly spiritual? I'm on a spiritual quest. I look for truth only. I look for the truth about God, death, and everything else. But I know most of it. Sure, there might be a few little kinks in between it that I don't know. But I had 5 death experiences. I spent many, many years traveling out of my body. I met with deities. I met with angels. And I did meet with God. I didn't say love everybody. It's about you only. You come in by yourself and you leave by yourself. So the true love person that you're going to meet in your life is not your soulmate. You want it to be. It sounds good. You can believe it all your life, but it's not going to be because you're going to die or she's going to die. You can even die together, but you're not going to stay together. Everybody has karma at a different level, and they all have to work it out before they can go past the astral plane. Just so you know. So we're going to go into all those things. So please, send this link to everybody out there that you know. If you trust me, please do. I'm not a liar, a cheater, or anything like that. I'm giving you the ultimate truth. Whether you want to hear it, or see it, or feel it, or experience it, it's up to you. But you can. And I will make sure that I give you the tools that you need to do it. And I am not charging you a penny for it. I have 2 books that I give away as a free book. How to See God and When Truth is Called Crazy. It's my autobiography. Based on many years ago. Please, I got 4 books out there. My last book is the most important. The True Teachings of Jesus from God Realization. All right, that's claiming a lot. Did I claim I'm spiritual? No. To understand God starts you on the path to start becoming aware of what spiritual means. If you don't understand God at any level, you're not aware of it, so you can't be spiritual. Oh, in the Bible. Well, the Bible is one book. You got all these other religions saying what God is, what heaven is, and death is. But they're all delusional because they're not real. All right. Like I said, I'm not going to do this long. I just wanted to get people aware that I'm back on. I know a lot of people hate me, especially in the UFO world, because they're afraid of the truth. A lot of spiritual speakers are. I'm waiting for a person who claims to be the top mystic on the planet. And I challenged him. He said he'd talk to me, but no word yet. And you can remind these people over and over, and they still don't get back to you. They say they will. But when a person has their gig down, how they can make money, they don't like to put anything out there that might tear it apart and show them as a fraud. But Jesus said there'll be many false prophets here. And that's basically what 99% of everybody on this planet is. Sorry to tell you that. Am I a false prophet? No. Am I a prophet? I'm a person with experience. And I'm going to give you the teachings that I got from those experiences that can help you find your truth, your true mission. And it's not to be the healer man or the spiritualist or psychic. And I mean, you can do that for fun or pleasure or whatever, but it's not who and what you really are. Nobody heals another person, not on this planet. Well, I went to a healer, I had a pain. You did it yourself. Everything is through your own soul because your soul is indestructible. You can't destroy it. Can't chop its head off. Can't chop it in pieces. Can't burn it up. Can't do anything to it. Nobody can. And that's what you are. So you are indestructible. But when you take on I call this body a car. And when you have problems with your car, I call it karma. So I put those simple words together to make what our life's about. You got a body that keeps breaking down. And you got to renew it and build it up and whatever you can. It comes to a point when it says, goodbye, this car's not going to no longer run. You have to let go of it. Plain and simple, not more complicated than that. Well, I'm going to come back and get another car. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. You're going to forget you were driving this car. So there's so many things to learn in a short period of time because the world's coming to a major change. And in that change, everything perceive is going to change as well. So open up your mind and let soul work through it because it can. You can get the truth from soul. Become aware of things that you have never thought of, like all your past lives and what they meant, what you learned from that. If you can learn and remember that, you can get all those experiences and say, well, I don't have to go do all that again. Well, I don't need to do all that again. I came to the conclusion and the realization of why I came here, what my mission was, what I found out, how I found out to end it so I don't have to deal with karma no more when I leave. All right. And I won't come back to this world. So, well, there's reasons. I mean, you need to learn what that means, how to get to that point to say it so that you know it's real. Not because somebody else said so. That'll never add up to anything in your reality. So, with that, I'm cutting the show short today. I think I'm going to try to keep them a little bit shorter than longer because people don't hold too much awareness in their brain. You listen to a 2-hour show, you're lucky if you remember 2 to 5 minutes of it. If you're real lucky, maybe 10 minutes of 2 hours. So I can go on for another 10 hours, and what are you going to remember? Very little. Sure, taking notes is a good thing. And there's times when I do ask people to write everything down when I ask them a question and things like that. So I'm working on a course to give people as well. Not like Corey Good on becoming go to Ascension or Eckhart Tolle's classes or Deepak Chopra's classes and how to be one with everything, the universe, consciousness, and all the separate ideas that people create because they can't get in touch with God. God doesn't talk to everybody. God doesn't need to or want to. You just think, oh, you're having a bad day. You think God's going to talk to you? Well, tell everybody to love each other. Really? I think they all heard that 10,000 times in the past 2,000 years. Did it help mankind become aware of what? Space travel. So there's so many things I got to get into, and I love to bring everything together. So I'm going to start one thing at a time, little by little, and help you piece them together. But text me if you got a question. Send this link. If you listen to this, please send it to another friend of yours or all your friends and tell them to come on and we can have a giant discussion on truth, what it really means. And whose truth are we talking about? All right. So Rev.Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. Text me, email me. My Skype name is Hawksblood11. I like to talk for real and see who I'm talking to. I mean, it makes it that much real. You got shows on TV where they don't even see each other for years and they're going to get married when they see each other. Really? So wake up. Wake up that little soul that's inside you that you are and let it become as big as it wants to. And it'll overpower the mind and you'll start experiencing greater things. So, with that, peace, whatever you need in your life, may you get it or have it. But until next time, if you decide to come back, text me. I will be putting the links up all the time now on Facebook and YouTube. So you can follow me on either one. Make sure you click on that so you know that when I do a show, it's there instantly. I'll try to give it warnings before I do it, but usually I put the link up right before I do the show. So, but I'm going to try to do them at the similar times. I'm doing it rather late today, but I mean, I do my one show with Tina on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Hawaii time. It's 6 hours different to the East Coast. So with that, you can base it whatever country you live in, wherever you live. Now, I hope my shows don't get cut off, taken over by government, locked down. I'm not talking against them. So usually they don't bother people that aren't, or if I'm telling complete lies, they'll leave me on. Most speakers that tell great stories will never get taken off or shut down, as long as they're not real. So with that, enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Till next time, Rev.Hawksblood here from the Big Island of Hawaii.